Right, so I've got the motor outside. What I normally do is use this toothbrush to dislodge all the dirt as much as I can, and use the airline to blast it. Same with the fan case. This isn't too bad. There's quite a lot of muck down here. We're going to do the filter. I'm at home by myself today. Got to use Mum's brand new washing machine while she's at work. Perfect crime. So I'm just going to peel this off. Could do with a little bit more vacuuming, I suppose. That's what it is. Whoops, that's a lot of muck. Put this in. Oopsie. I'm just going to do a quick wash. And I'm going to put it up to 40 degrees. I normally hand wash my filters, but today I'm being lazy. Right, in the bathroom now. He's about to get a bath. All the large pieces are in here. I need to be careful of the motor top because I don't really want to lose that sticker, even though there's not much left of it really. All the small bits are in here. The rubbers. I have, this is a surface cleaner mixed with water. It's called Virusol. It's pretty aggressive. And I'm just going to spray that on. Etc. You get the idea. Use some brushes to work it all in. And then these will get the same. Use the brush and poke in all the soap. And then hose it all off. same process for everything in the sink. You probably can't really see what's going on in there. Everything gets sprayed up. Brush to agitate the dirt, work all the soap in. Oh dear, make a mess, what a shame. Nail rubbers, bucket clips. Switch panel. And then rinse everything. Lovely. Not much sun out today, but everything's cleaned. Out here just drying. Putting the armature back in, if I can remember how. There's a little spacer here that goes on first. There's a little sealing ring. Drop that down. This is the fiddly part. And the screwdriver in there keeps everything aligned. Go. There we go. My bad, the washer had slipped down and jammed the bearing. There we go, everything's aligned. Put the washer back on. Washer. Put the nut back on. Ooh, sounds better. Do this back up to the specified torque. Ooh. That's nice. Okay. Coil. Make sure the motor's in the correct orientation. Coil. We need to put the top on. Get these right. So the bearing has a washer a spring to keep the tension on the motor, and then there is a dust cap. That should just push in like that. The bolts back in. Did I cue up a socket? No. We'll do it the hard way, I suppose. Oops. Should I try to make it a little bit more even on this? Okay. That's nice. We've given the cables a very quick wipe over. These yellow covers are a bit problematic to clean. Right, let's pop the brushes back. Okay, plug them back in. Just going to give this a very quick once over. So this is after the drying. It's not perfect, there's a few bits I've missed. Let's go over with furniture polish. There's a few bits in these grooves that I just can't get. Need a bit of a toothbrushing really. And the side's pretty clean. But again, give it a once over. Go. Get the water out the holes. Quite be alright. We do have a bit of scuff marks on the back. That paint off there. Okay. First thing first, bucket clamps. It's come up quite well. Give them a quick once over. Put them in. A bit of muck on them. Okay. We've got the motor rubbers here. Just give them a very quick once over. Try and put this bottom one in the same place as some text which is on the machine. I can see exactly where it went. Just a bit OCD in the top. And work out how this one goes. Goes there. The top rubber on the motor. Motor in. There's 3 screws holding this top plate on, and I line the brush up with that screw hole there, and there's a casting mark here, keep it all parallel. Pass the wires through, make sure the clips are still in. I'll never clean this over. Let's just give this a quick spray. It's pretty clean though. Sometimes get a bit of a residue and you do miss bits. These are quite intricate, a lot of very small little bits to clean. There we go. Not perfect, but it's damn sight better than when we started. This on. Cable jammed there. So, get the screw file out. So we need the motor housing screws. Okay. I think that gun needs a rebuild, it stinks. Just confirm the torque on these. Oops. Okay, here's the switch assembly. I've given this a very quick clean. I don't like to pull them apart too much because I can't always remember where all the wires go. They are quite hard to get into all the little gaps to clean, but I've done my best. Switch is quite good. So the on-off switch goes on the right hand side. It says, there we go, turbo socket. So thermal cutout goes in the little holder here. And that clips into a terminal point. Rising. And the motor, one connects to the terminal there on the switch. Try and find a nice way to route these cables. One goes to the turbo socket, which isn't too happy. I think there should be a cable hook on this one as well, but I don't have a spare one. It must have broken at some point. The other cable goes to the terminal on the other side of the thermal cutout. Put all the cables into their little stays. Okay. Cable. This has been cleaned. I just get a sink full of water. I just use a sponge to wipe the cable over several times. Be surprised how dirty they get. The grommet is a little bit damaged, but I think it will go again. Work out which way it went. Nice little cable through. Things like that. Cable clamp has not been cleaned. Just do these by hand, I think. There we go. Now we'll rewire, reconnect the cable. No suppressor, of course, because that got yeeted. Oops, pass it around this way. It's a little bit fiddly. Live and neutral. Here we go, we're done. Got to run it now. I tend to find after cleaning the motors with the air compressor, you still get a lot of dust blow out on your initial fire up. So I like to do that without the top on, so any dust can be expelled into the air rather than get stuck in the unit. Okay. without stripping the fan case right down, you will always get a lot of trapped dust like that. Motor top did give this a bit of a polish. It's not great. I think my machine polisher has died. It was a cheap Chinese one. I have barely used it, so it's a bit of a disappointment. There's water stuck in the screw holes. I can always give it another polish up another time. Sticker's still there, or what's left of it. It's looking much cleaner. Bit of muck inside that I've missed. It's got a few splatters from the machine polisher. I find bathing it gets the worst of it off, and then you just get a little bit of residue. This bit around here is always quite tricky. Screwdriver. It's a bit better. I've got some polish stuck in here. Don't be too worried about it. Yep. Okay, that's probably good enough. I'm quite pleased with that. Polish here. I did eventually take the handle off when I was trying to polish it. I'd missed quite a bit of dirt. These are obsolete, so I didn't want to break it, but in the end it actually came off quite easy. Just pop this back in. There we go. Right, it was meant to be a donut there. I don't know what happened to it, but it was ruined, so I made one out of a filter. It's not great, it's really not great, but it's going to serve its purpose. It's not very circular. I'm just going to stick it in using some double-sided tape. It's not great. I don't think it wants to stick to the actual filter. That's not too bad. It's much better anyway, better than that old one. Make sure these are routed correctly. Okay. bits of dirt in there I'll try and get out later. Bit of suppressor mess, that should come off. I didn't bring any sieve in here. Maybe polish will get it off. Yeah. Yeah, that suppressor's left quite a mess in there. Got most of it off. Bit of molten plastic. It's got clean. In. Go. Screws. Okay. Same issue here as the donut. I have a pre-made filter. This was, I believe, fish tank gauze, or filter, whatever. I've got a template that I made years ago, so I know how big to cut it. Just order a sheet and just cut around it. We just need a bit more double-sided tape. Yay. If I thought about this, I would have queued them up. However, I did not think about it. I'm just going to keep the original foam pads in there and just stick these on. I do not know how well they'll stick the filter, but it's worth a go. Push them on. One more. If you've ever used double-sided tape before, you will understand my current struggle. Here we go. Push that in. Get off the bottom. There we go. I know a lot of people don't bother putting one back, but I just think it's a nice finishing touch to it. Oopsie. And straight. There we go. The motor unit is pretty much done. There is one last thing. Find a plug. Broken fuse holder. Niklon. Nah. Got another one. This has a Pencon fuse in it, so that matches. Beautiful. this out of the way. Move on to the bucket. This probably needs a quick sieve. Always do this with a damp cloth, putting things in front of the camera. Just quite lightly, just once over. There's a few little scuffs which should come out. Giving it a very quick sieve, bit of furniture polish, didn't come up too bad. Just going to pop the wheels on. Fortunately, washers and nuts are a little bit rusty, but there's not a great deal I can do about that. It's a socket. Bag connector. Yep. And the filter. I've already put it back together. Probably just needs a bit of a wipe over. The rubbers don't come up massively. Well, they're not bad. You get a bit of residue on the rubbers. Unfortunately, I think I might have dripped a bit of dirty water on it, or it's got a stain on it, because it does have a mark in the centre, but it's what it is. I'm quite happy with that. Let's pop the lid back on. And there we go. Give it one last run. There we go. That sounds so much better, and it is pulling 820 watts. And this morning I think it was pulling what, like 850, 860, something like that. And I think that was because of the bearings and maybe the slightly dirty con, I'm not sure. But I'm really happy with that.